Hey, all my entrepreneurs and window cleaners. What if I told you you had to make 40 grand in the next 40 days and all you had was $1,000 to start? What if you lost all of your connections? What if you moved to a whole nother city? You had none of your connections. You don't have your businesses. All you have is $1,000. You had to turn it into 40 grand in 40 days. Could you do it? Would you even think it was possible? Well, I wanted to share something very special with you. I wanted to share with you exactly how that is possible and how you guys can do that. So I used to be a window cleaner for a decade. I built a business. It was awesome. As you can see from window cleaning content here, that I've washed a lot of windows, but I got into business and did a couple different businesses. And then I realized real estate investing was probably the best way that I could figure out to make an absolute fortune and have life-changing financial success. And I have had a lot of success. I've made millions of dollars in real estate investing over the last couple of years. And beyond that, though, I started teaching other people how they can get started with very little money. And I wanted to show people and give people an over-the-shoulder look of how possible it is to get started. So what I did is I took $1,000, I jumped on a plane, went to a whole new place, so I didn't have my normal connections. And the goal was to turn that $1,000 into $40,000 in 40 days, doing what is called real estate wholesaling. It's basically where you find discounted off-market properties, people that want to sell their house fast, and you push that opportunity off to another investor. It's like having a pawn shop for houses. It's a very simple strategy, but I wanted to show you how it was possible and how you guys could go out and make 40 grand in 40 days. So here is day one of that 40-day challenge. If you guys want to watch the other days of this 40-day challenge, there's going to be a link in the show notes that'll take you over to my other YouTube channel that's all about real estate investing and real estate wholesaling. You guys can check that out. I hope you guys enjoy this content. I worked very hard to produce this, and I apologize there hasn't been a lot of content on this channel. I promise more will come. I've been extremely busy over the last couple months producing this content for you guys. Anyways, I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you again.
I'm Zach Booth, and I am so confident in what I teach my students that I've flown from Utah to Florida so I don't have my normal connections. I'm going to take $1,000 and turn it into $40,000 in 40 days, doing exactly what I teach my students. I'm going to have a film crew follow me around, and I'm going to show you guys and give you an over-the-shoulder look at exactly what it takes to get started from scratch in real estate investing with just $1,000 and make a ton of money in just a short amount of time. I hope you guys enjoy this journey and follow along.
When I was 13, I had my first love. There was nobody that compared me to my beat.
And that's it. We're vocally warm.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited because it is day one of the 40 grand in 40 day challenge. So this is going to be a very, very exciting and fun experience. So I want to kind of break down how I plan to make the $40,000 over the next 40 days. Only starting with that $1,000. So I'm going to do something called real estate wholesaling. It's kind of like having a pawn shop for houses, okay? So what does a pawn shop do? A pawn shop buys things from people that want speed and convenience for the money, right? They know that that pawn shop is getting a good deal, but they're okay with it because they don't want to deal with that stuff, right? And so real estate wholesalers find sellers that have a property or a house or a piece of land, any kind of real estate that's a thorn in their side. They don't want to deal with it. A lot of the times it's beat up and run down. They don't want to fix it up. They don't want to list it with a real estate agent. They want cash now. So what I'm going to have to do is use that $1,000 to find enough sellers that want to sell their house for speed and convenience. But instead of having to buy the house, because I only have $1,000, instead of having to buy the house to resell it, because that would take hundreds of thousands of dollars, the cool thing about real estate wholesaling is you do not have to buy the house to be able to resell it. You can put the house under contract and sell the piece of paper before you ever close on it. So you essentially find the seller, you find the buyer, and you get paid the difference of what you agreed to with both of them. So my biggest deal was $80,000. It was like $84,000 and change. Biggest deal I ever coached was $14,500. I expect my average deal here in Florida is going to be around $15,000. So that means I'm going to have to do about 3 deals to hit my goal. I don't know for sure if I'm going to be successful in this. I could fail miserably. I'm nervous. I'm excited. A lot of this is going to be shared live as I'm doing it. And, you know, you might be wondering, okay, Zach, like it's really cool that's what you're doing, but why? Why are you filming this? Why are you putting this out there for the world? Like, why are you creating more competition for yourself? And the reason for it is a handful of years ago, I was a skeptic. I heard about these gurus talking about real estate wholesaling or getting into real estate with no money or with very little money, and talking about real estate wholesaling, and I was very much a skeptic, and I didn't believe that it was possible to find properties at massive discounts. And I had this experience where a window cleaning client, because I was a window washer before this, before I got into real estate, but this window cleaning client was a very wealthy real estate developer. And I got talking to him, and at the end of our conversation, he told me he would sell me his 2 rentals at a very big discount, and he gave them to me seller finance. I had over $100,000 in equity, which I ended up making after I sold those properties a year and a half later. I made like $130,000 profit. But that experience made me a believer. That experience made me realize that there are people that would trade convenience for price. People that were more educated than me, people that had way more real estate experience, and people who were way more wealthy than me would do this. They would trade convenience for price. And so that gave me the confidence to really go for it and to really make that investment into coaching and into marketing and really figure out this business. And as I had success, I quickly found that the more I taught people, the more I learned. The more that I served others, the more that came back to me in the end. And so I started coaching. And the more I coached, the more I fell in love with that helper's high. I fell in love with helping other people become successful. And so one night I was thinking, like, how do I give people that permission? How do I help people become believers when they're skeptics, like I was? You know, and what made me a believer was seeing it happen. Accidentally finding a seller that wanted speed and convenience while I was washing his windows. And that gift came to me. I truly believe it was a moment that the big man upstairs helped me out, and I feel obligated, and I also am excited to give that gift back to everyone that is watching. So this journey is all about showing you how possible it is to make a fortune in a short amount of time, right? So I have flown from Utah to Florida to get rid of all my normal connections, right? So you can't be like, but he's already established, he knows this market, he knows this stuff. I have never done my own deal in this area where I'm at. I have students all over the country. I know the markets. The reason I have picked Florida is because of the sunshine and it's the winter. I do not like the cold, and so Florida was a great fit for me if I was going to be out in it. But this can be done anywhere in the country. If you have people buying flips, people buying rentals, or people wholesaling where you live, you guys can do this. And that's why I'm doing this, to show you that it is possible and give you some actionable steps. I'm going to be doing exactly what I teach my students and the step-by-step guide that I give them. So you're going to get an over-the-shoulder look at how this is done and what we are doing. So I'm going to use a handful of tools to make this a possibility. And you'll be able to watch this throughout the content. So first, I'm going to use an app called Deal Machine. Deal Machine is an app that's going to allow me to drive through neighborhoods, identify properties that have physical signs of neglect, and add them to an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to give me owner's information, mailing address, property address, and the name of the owner. I'm going to use Deal Machine. If you want to use Deal Machine, you can use my discount code PIN, P-I-N, to get the same pricing that I have, okay? PIN, P-I-N. The next thing that I'm going to be using is I'm going to be buying phone numbers for this list that I create. I buy my phone numbers from a company called Batch Skip Tracing. So you can go to batchskiptracing.com and get phone numbers. You can use my discount code DFD, stands for driving for dollars, DFD, and get my same pricing, okay? The other platform that I'm going to use is called mojosales.com. It is an online cold calling platform that allows me to call 3 people at one time.
So my main focus is to find motivated sellers. Once I find those sellers, we're going to write purchase contracts between me and the seller. Then once that's done, I have to find a buyer for the opportunity that's going to buy my purchase contract, close on the deal, and pay me the difference on whatever the price we negotiate. So then I have to find a buyer. So you guys get to follow along and watch me go through this process. So I believe that it's going to be very hard to close $40,000 within those first 40 days. Most of my deals are going to be 3 months to 6 months out from first contact. So I believe that if I make that $40,000 within that first 40 days, I will have well over $200,000 of income coming into my business over the next 6 months from deals I either have under contract or deals from sellers that I'm talking to and building a relationship still that aren't quite ready to sign an agreement. So I'm really excited. I'm really uncomfortable. This is definitely a goal that has me out of my comfort zone, but I'm truly doing this for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please hit that like button because there's been a lot of work and a lot of money has been put into this project for you guys to grow and learn and have more experience. Other thing that I want you to keep in mind is I'm doing real estate wholesaling here, right, where I'm going to assign the purchase contracts. But if you want to get into real estate where you hold properties for long-term rentals and passive income, or if you want to fix up and flip houses, real estate wholesaling is the best way to enter into that world because you are finding the deals yourself and negotiating directly with the seller so you can negotiate seller finance. You can negotiate deals that make the best sense for rentals and passive income. So honestly, this is the best way to get started in real estate investing. It's why I got into wholesaling so I could become an investor, and it's completely changed my life. Only a handful of years ago, I was a window washer. You can look up window washing on YouTube and you'll see that I've got one of the top 5 videos on YouTube with over 11 million views at this point. Right? That was my life for over a decade. I was burnt out, I was exhausted, and I wanted something different. This has completely changed my life, my family's life, and I'm so very grateful. And I would like to pass on this gift to you guys. I hope you enjoy. And also keep in mind, last thing, my favorite comment from each of my videos in the 40-day challenge, my favorite comment will be entered to win access to my mastery program and access to me as a coach. So make sure you leave me a comment. I hope you enjoy the content. Let's go get to work. We are going to start with this brand right here. This is Deal Machine. So I'm not much of a hat guy, but they sent me this. So Deal Machine is a huge game changer for wholesalers. So it was a big game changer for me. Let's talk about it en route to finding discounted properties. Let's go, let's do that. What is up? So here we go. We are on our way to start our marketing. Oh, that's a great one. That was a great one. Let me pull over and add that one. Here we go. So let me see if I can open the app. So I created one last night. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is the version. So up here in the top right corner, I'm going to use the tap to add version, and then I should be able to recenter with this button. Boom. So I'm on Lakewood Drive. So you guys can actually look up on the map. I'm on the corner of Clay Pit Road and Lakewood Drive, and I'm going to tag this property, that one. So this is an update since I have driven. So David Lecco is one of the founders and owners, and he's been an amazing person for my company because he put together this technology. The funny thing is when this technology came out, I'm going to add that one too. So I'm going to add this one too because you can see the fascia and soffit, like there's mold growing on it, and there's, it's fallen off. There's definitely signs of neglect on that property. Beautiful trees, man. Florida's so beautiful. I'm loving this place. We are here. This is something I just looked at. on the maps. I don't know. The weird thing is I don't know this area at all, guys. There's just some random duck. So I'm working in between two different apps. I'm working in between the Google Maps and the Deal Machine app. So Google Maps, I can zoom in and kind of see what the neighborhood looks like. I'm gonna try this neighborhood real quick. I'm gonna grid out this section and hit all this. I just added a few properties on this street, but I'm gonna just knock it out in sections. So I'm gonna go hit this section next, which I think's might be a trailer park, I don't know. And then, but this is all new, guys. Like, I don't know much. Like I said, I'm gonna be working Brandon area. This is an area I've never worked. I've never been here. Looking for any physical signs of neglect. This is definitely the ugly duckling in the neighborhood. So as you can see, the yard, in comparison to all these other houses, this yard is not taken care of at all. It's got super old curtains, broken blinds. You can see this window here. It's got old broken blinds, broken window. So this is an obvious one that I'm gonna add here. So all I gotta do, tap it, and it's added. Huh, that is so cool. Isn't technology so cool? I'm gonna have him on my Excel spreadsheet, the name of the owner, the mailing address, the property address, everything I need, and then quickly I can buy a phone number and cold call him too. I'm gonna add this one. It's got rotted out siding there. I'm gonna add that one. Boom. Woo, this is fun! Oh my gosh! I can't believe we're finally here. This has been 2 years of planning. I had an Airbnb, a film crew, everything lined up last January, and COVID hit. And I was like on the fence if I should go. The day I'm supposed to fly out, we have a crazy random earthquake in Utah. Breaks up the runway. There's water spilling out in the airport from broken pipes. Like, and then I didn't know what the health consequences or potential risks for my family's health because of COVID, so I ended up not going. And that had already been a year in planning, and now we're finally here. Like, it is very surreal. Normally I would just add anything that I thought maybe, because it's it's not very much money per deal. And right currently now I have a pretty big marketing budget because I've been doing this for a few years, but right now I don't. So I'm only adding properties that are very obvious neglected properties, so I can squeeze those dollars out as far as possible. Look at this one. Compared to all the other yards, that yard is not being taken care of. And this one's got something going on. So they've got like a big truck, and I should get out and go knock on the door, but it's super early. They definitely got something going on in this house. Oh, look at that beautiful patch job. Look at this one. It's got cardboard in the windows and patch job on the roof. This one is money. This guy's gonna think we're casing the neighborhood. I've had the cops called on us a couple times. This one totally could be vacant. It's got the vibe of vacant. So I'm gonna add that one. Yeah, so I have added 24 properties in 25 minutes. So we're doing really good. Obviously, when I relocate to another area, that's gonna slow me down a little bit. I've almost finished up this neighborhood. How cool would it be if we just called someone up tonight from driving today and get a lead and set an appointment this week? That would be too freaking perfect. This one was boarded up. There's a investor had written a note. and there's a violation stop work order from the county, from the city. So I'm going to tag this one. There's some kind of issue going on, obviously. Completely abandoned house, so we're going to figure out what's going on. So I'm actually going to pull over and talk to the neighbors. So it's 9:50 now in the morning. It's not too early to knock doors. So I'm going to get out and knock a couple doors real quick. So as you can see, we have a problem. So I got to go deal with this.
Sold. I'm just waiting to move the tenants out in order to sign out the contract.
Okay, so you've already signed a purchase agreement with someone else?
Yes, sir.
Oh, darn it. So this is a recap of day one. I'm exhausted, so I'm sorry if I get on tangents. It has been a full day. It's been 14 hours of very hard work. I had to spend a couple hours with students. Well, I had the privilege of spending a couple hours with my students on the phone. I had my support calls, a couple of coaching calls, and I had to do a few things, like I got a flat tire, I had to deal with that, but still I was able to get so much done. We added just shy of 600 properties to our marketing list. So we drove around, used Deal Machine to add just shy of 600 properties to an Excel spreadsheet. We're able to buy phone numbers for some of them. We didn't have a ton of time. I cold called for about 2 hours. I talked to about 20, 25 people cold calling tonight. I got one lead, and I'm pretty sure the appointment will be for tomorrow morning or the morning after that. So they were a little high on the price they wanted, but she said she'd be willing to do seller finance. So if I can negotiate like a low down payment with a 0% interest, I may have a deal already day one, which to me is like just amazing. It might not be a deal, but like having those small wins, and it was a big day full of complications. We had camera issues. It was a big day. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, I'm doing a giveaway to my mastery program. The way you can enter to win is you can leave a comment. My favorite comment from each of these daily videos, you're going to be put into a hat to win access to my full mastery program. So you're going to get access to me as a coach. You're going to get access to my coaching materials. It's going to outline exactly how to do all this. So make sure you guys leave me a comment. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps us out with our algorithms. It allows us to do projects like this to help you guys out and be better at real estate investing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode as much as I enjoyed working and creating this content for you. We'll see you on day 2 tomorrow. I'm going to bed.